I've won and lost against the best. This old road's been a hell of a test. But I'm still driving, I ain't slowing down. There's rules I'd love to break and bend, mistakes I've made again and again. But I tell you this, my friends, I'm still around. I hit it hard, man, so far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man, till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, living large. I hit it hard.
Back to Average Goats. How are you guys doing? Michael, Joel, welcome back. The holiday season is just wrapped up. Did you guys get any cool gifts this off season? Anything new for the golf game?
Couple pair of Jordan golf shoes. So Joel picked me up one. Having deja vu, you guys. My family got me one as well. So I got that going for me.
Yeah, I just got a couple of Bentinardi things and then a golf simulator for the basement.
Nice. You got that all set up yet?
Negative.
He just throws out their golf simulator like he bought a bag of teas or something.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. I just stopped at a gas station and got some sour cream and onion chips.
Yep.
I
yep.
did quite
And a golf simulator.
Simulator, no big deal.
Did quite a bit of research on it, that's for sure.
Nice. All right. Are you going to have to make any modifications to the home to make it work? Or you got a full swing in there? How's it going to go?
Nope, I can make a full swing in there.
What about the high fade? Can you hit the high fade in there?
Champagne fade?
You can swing comfortably in there if you just swing normal. I think people that try and exaggerate a swing to
I got a high finish
potentially
when I
try
had
and
a
hit
high
something,
fade.
it definitely comes into play. But I have plenty of room to swing, and I'm 6'1", 6'2", so somebody that's
In a program, but like 5'9" in real life?
yeah.
Okay.
But somebody that's probably taller than 6'4", I'd say 6'3" would probably struggle.
I have put a driver through drywall before trying to hit the high fade, so we'll see how that goes.
But nope, got to get some changes done for just screen enclosure, projector, TV. So
Screen, I got a guy for you. Hit me up after the show.
What about you, Pappy?
Got a screen guy. Yeah, I got this really cool on the course card game. So it's for like Saturday afternoon, that extra 9 holes when you get the hall pass from the wife to stay out on the course and
basically poker.
No, nothing like poker.
No?
It's like a flat. So every tee box you pull a card and it could be like chug a beer, or it could say hand out to somebody to chug a beer, or it'll say like this hole only play with your 7-iron, or it'll say this hole you only get 3 clubs, but you got to pick the 3 clubs on the tee box where you go, and you play around that way to see what you would shoot. Something different.
You must be referencing the hall pass that they have no clue that you're playing that third 9 holes that day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, rain delay. But it never rained.
Plays really slow today.
Said he'd be home at 3.
Well, I have her convinced golf is a 9.5-hour activity. So we're clear on this one, all right?
No holes, go by the house.
Yeah. Not where I live. So we went with Lakeview, not golf course view. Whew. But yeah, so let's get back up in the saddle here. The 2002 season was, some would say, one not to remember. I think that's what you're saying. In
2002 or 2022?
2022, yeah. What did I say?
2002.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Class, you were thinking class of
Way to
2002.
make fun of the guy with dyslexia.
You were
Mike.
thinking of class of 2002. No big deal.
That's starting over.
Yeah, yeah. So those Jordans.
Yeah, 2022. Like we said, first half of the year was Scotty Scheffler, and then the second half was Rory McIlroy.
Definitely on the course. I think a lot of the people, most of the conversation was with the off the course. You know, you had to almost pick a side, almost like an election. You had to be either with LIV or with the PGA, and it got kind of ugly. In a season that started with, whispers of Tiger making this miraculous comeback 14 months after his, near-death experience in a car crash, to be at Augusta, you just kind of forget that was this past season. It just feels like it was all LIV all day.
I could have swore somebody said that Tiger wouldn't be back in 24 months.
Yeah, we can check the tape afterwards.
We'd have to go back and look.
Mm-hmm. Now he says he's going to play and win every tournament now, but We'll get to that later.
I'm pretty sure I said he would be back, didn't I?
I thought you said he couldn't
You
make a
guys,
comeback.
you guys
in
were the
18
ones
months.
saying he would not, and I was saying he would be.
Yeah.
But
Neither here nor there.
Anywho, it was the year between all the off-course distractions. I felt like.
They were numerous. Remember, Phil was he was the darling after the season before. He had won, the PGA
PGA.
Championship at Kiowa Island, the oldest major winner.
Yeah, at the age of 50.
And he gets up and he says about 120, 150 words that just totally changed.
Those fireside chats will get you. You know that.
Listen, that guy over there is a bad mother bleep, but it's not as bad as what Jay Monahan's doing. Us millionaires, he's holding back millions. It was kind of crazy and went off the rails for Phil, and I don't really think he's ever fully recovered. I mean, some of the numbers out there that they throw for him is $200 million to pretty much be their brand ambassador. It's a pretty big payday, but
That'll
you would think
offset a
Phil
lot of
would've had
lost
enough money.
sponsors.
It would offset a lot of
Well,
lost
you would think, but
gambling,
we've
right?
had this before, yeah, with the gambling losses. Who knows how much money's lost over the years gambling? So.
Yep. And then that whole tour is being ran by Greg Norman. And growing up, I was like the biggest Shark fan before Tiger came on the scene, right? I remember the little Attack Life golf balls with the Shark logo on them. And then he went into wine, and he was kind of like the Chicago Cubs, right? He was the lovable loser, right? And his Masters debacles, and now it's like he's become everybody's favorite villain. He's like Darth Vader. It's crazy to go from to one end of the spectrum to the other. It's like him and Phil did the fall at the same time.
Yeah, he is definitely hated by many, and most people want him out. I mean, even the PGA Tour guys who are anti-live are like, they need to get rid of Greg Norman. And it's like, if you don't care that much, then why do you care whether he's there or not? You know, like Rory has said it, Tiger has said it even recently in some pressers that Greg Norman's got to go from live, and it's like, what's it matter?
I think they're saying in the perspective of to mend the fences and to find a future down the road somehow. I think the PGA Tour is just trying to hold on to dear life, and their biggest fear is they become the feeder system for live.
Yeah, could be.
But yeah, so yeah, it felt like the 2022 golf season was more of a soap opera, almost like a professional wrestling setting than it was golf. But like Joel was saying earlier, the first half of the year it was Scotty Scheffler. He kind of capped it off his arrival to the world when he got the green jacket and won the Masters. That was pretty exciting. Cam Smith, it just seemed like every couple weeks or every couple months when you would go to forget him, he would sprinkle in another win. He won the Tournament of Champions, Crazy Players Championship where he won that.
Yeah, he had a great year.
Then he won the Clare Jug at the 150th British Open at St. Andrews, and then ran for the money, and so that drummed up the whole Live PGA thing again.
Yep.
And then Rory, it just seemed like when he wasn't at a podium speaking up on the PGA's behalf, he was out on the course dominating the second part of the season.
Yeah, he definitely, I think, finally stepped up to the table, and put his kind of game where his mouth was. You know what I mean? As he was carrying the microphone for them all year long, then he came out and performed well too. And I think Tiger alluded to that at some point in the year too. Like, look at this guy. Here he is, our face, stepping up to the table, and then going out there and showing them, hey, I can get this done.
I think it was interesting to see some of those guys start to. I know they have the rule of where they're supposed to play in one new event. I think it's one new event a year than they played in the prior year. But you saw those guys starting to enter into tournaments just to try to keep the momentum of people watching and intrigued to watch them play. They played in some tournaments that you would have never saw them play before, I think. But Rory's swing is phenomenal. I mean, you watch him swing a driver and you're just like, he can't miss. And I think you saw that a little bit in not to bring up Tiger again, but at the PNC Father-Son Championship you'd see Charlie swinging, and then they'd put it next to Rory's, and you're like, dang, that's freaking identical almost. So if you put Tiger's
At the top on the driver, it is almost like
if
transparent.
if you put Tiger and you look at prior year of Charlie's swing to this year's swing, you're like, man, it's night and day difference. It's just in a completely different spot. Last year it was a little more laid off, and this year it's a little more upright and gets a little more power,
Well, I
a little
mean-
more hit into it.
I mean, Tiger literally came out and said, "Don't copy my swing, copy Rory's swing." Look, he's injury free for the most part. You know, he's got the longevity. We'll have the longevity there. I mean, think of how dangerous Rory could have been
Had he had a
if he
wedge
would have
game.
had Tiger's mentality.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he didn't have that for the longest time. He got some taste of number one and some victories, and kind of like took it easy for a little bit. Whereas Tiger was always, you know, win, win, win. Rory's swing has got to be one of the most technically sound, you know, there is.
It is. It's almost automatic off the tee. But like I was saying, his lower or higher or lower, however you want to think about it, from like 9-iron or pitching wedge on through like 60-degree wedge from 100 and 125 in, it was pretty bad there for a while. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
a good portion of 5+ years.
But Rory, talking about carrying different things, he also made a few smart decisions with with Tiger in the during the season because of all
Virtual
the
golf.
tour changing the stuff and these virtual events, which are supposed to start when, like later
don't
this
even-
year
I
or
don't
next
even know.
year.
I don't know, but they're picking up more and more big name superstars, so it's going to be easy. It's going to be interesting to see how that transforms and what it
Yeah,
like morphs into.
and then I think they saw recently they added a bunch of more like celebrity like partners or whatever to own that group or whatever. But
Right.
you know, that was a introduction that was one of their first introductions after Live was that, right? Because didn't they talk about that before they found a bunch of money for the 20 events and the schedule change again?
I think that all transpired about the same time when they were announcing the additional events. It was like right before that, is what you're saying, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Those events will be
So,
interesting.
If Rory is taking on this role of almost being like Batman for the PGA, like really, you know,
Yeah.
he's who would be his Robin? Who I would say Justin Thomas personally, but who else is going to help? I mean, if you really look back, they lost a lot of big names. I mean, Brooks Koepka's gone, DeChambeau's gone, like
A lot of big names.
a lot of more big names than I thought they would. I think just because the Bryson DeChambeau thing, they had their little banter thing going, trying to get in that pit money. Like you remember him at the whole Arnold Palmer thing, and he's walking by and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh God, that effing guy!" Like,
The camera guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, who is going to be the one that helps Rory? You know, kind of just stay at the forefront that the PGA is the tour. Is it maybe just Rory dominating?
The PGA Tour, in my opinion, needs somebody to truly come out and dominate.
I'd
People
say as well.
people
That's-
like that when somebody's dominating. You know, when somebody's
can't
like,
be beat.
week in and week out, because you get all these fans that are now loving that person,
Or they
and
hate
then
them.
you get these people that are like hate them, right? It's like the wrestling WWE. You know, you got the heels and the whatever the hell else they call them, but the good guys and the bad guys. So you love the guys and then you hate the guys. The tour definitely, I think, needs that more so to just jump or catapult themselves back to the top this year. You know, I feel like all the faces that they lost, they kind of just got beat down a little bit. Somebody to come out and dominate would be fantastic to watch. And who that's going to be, I don't know. I don't think it's Justin Thomas.
I don't. I like Justin. I think he's good
If
for
you're
the.
talking domination, it's got to be Rory, right?
Has to be.
Yeah, for sure. But you're talking about a side like Tiger and Phil back in the day, or Ernie Els and Tiger back in the day. You know, there's always seemed to be at least one person there that was trying, you know, potentially giving Tiger a run for his money when he wasn't winning by 15+ strokes in an event. I don't know. I like. There's a lot of good. I'd say call them characters on the PGA Tour, like a Max Homa. You know, he's just good for golf. I think he's out there socially, trying to promote everything, trying to make fun out of everything. I feel. I mean, plus we got the Hoffman guy's coming back, that went to Bolivia and was drinking his own pee. Michael, remember?
Oh yeah, you know the grapes.
Yeah, he's coming back this year. His medical exemption, he's got one year medical exemption.
Good.
Well, keep us posted on that weekly, please.
it was Costa Rica,
We're
actually.
gonna want, yeah.
One of the 5 or 6 blue zones that exist in the world.
But I'm a Max Homa fan. I like Max Homa. I think
Yeah, but Max Homa is not capable of, and I'm a, you know, like the guy too, and I think he does a great job on Twitter. But he's not the guy that's going to carry the torch. He's not going to dominate.
He's not going to pull off a Bryson DeChambeau at Wingfoot
Yeah.
and win by 6
No.
During the COVID, or he's not a Koepka that's going to win 2 back-to-back U.S. Opens and 2 back-to-back PGAs. You know what I mean? Like,
But wouldn't it be nice to see it?
No.
that's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
it would
Who
be,
is it
but-
going to be? Who is it going to be besides Rory on the PGA Tour that could be?
I think you got to go back to start to think about, and obviously
a John-
we're going to talk about
hopefully get a
Rory
John
again.
Rahm to come
We
in the
need a
picture.
guy that can hit shots that you're not supposed to hit.
right.
Do you know what I mean? Somebody that, granted, they probably shouldn't have put themselves in that position in the first place, off the tee or whatever. But then they can hit these miraculous shots after that. Rory is probably one of the only guys right now that can hit some of those crazy shots, like Tiger used to be able to hit. Spieth sometimes can get himself out of jail and hit some great ones, you know what I mean? But you truly need that guy that can hit those shots where you're just like, oh my God, how the hell did he do that? Bubba Watson in the trees at the Masters that year. It's just the crazy ones. I watched yesterday a highlight of Tiger hitting that 3-iron out of the bunker. What was that, 2004? I forget what it was, but he's like almost 200 yards out, and he hits a 3-iron out of the bunker onto the green with trees in front of him.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I think wasn't that Sawgrass? He was in the right-hand bunker.
I don't think this one was on the left side. I don't think it was Sawgrass, but
Okay.
but yeah, still, you know what I mean? I think we need that guy that's gonna like wow us. Rory's the only one with the skill to do it, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just think, the way the year wrapped up, it was definitely the year of Rory, and I think that's got to be the momentum going into this season. We got introduced to the new character on the tour, Tom Kim. Everybody seems to be talking about him after the President's Cup, and he won a couple times. I don't know. I don't really see star power in him. I think he's like the next, young guy maybe that's good for a while. But I thought another cool story this year was Fitzpatrick winning the U.S. Open at the Country Club, where he won his U.S. Amateur. He was like one of 3 people to ever do that. I thought that was a really cool story from this past season. But yeah, other than that, if Rory is on it, I don't really see anybody there that's going to challenge him to a level that he can get to.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So, then looking forward to the 2023 season, do you think it is just a dominant year for him? Or do you think he kind of pulls a Rory where he kind of disappears for
I hope
a
so.
third of the season or something like
I
that?
hope he doesn't pull that same old trick, you know what I mean? Where just doesn't take the advantage of the opportunity. Everything's laid out for him to have a hell of a year.
Right.
He's coming off of a great second half. All the old guys aren't in the way,
Yeah, I think this year, just real briefly, 2023, I think this will be the most anticipated, hyped up Masters in a long time. And the reason being is, Tiger wins that one in 19, and it was just awesome, unbelievable
Yeah.
story. And then, boom, COVID hits, and then he's the champion for a year and a half, and then they have the Dustin Johnson one, right? And it's just kind of always felt off since then. Last year, it was, okay, some guys are maybe going to this tour. We don't really know what's going to happen yet. I think there's such a long layoff now from the British Open when they all saw each other eye to eye to now this April in Augusta, they're going to be allowed to play. I just think the LIV versus the PGA people, I think it's going to come to a head there. And the story could just be massive for golf, that Rory becomes one of only a handful of people that wins the career Grand Slam, and he does it while staring down these LIV guys, and also cementing his place as one of the best golfers of all time. I think it could be a really big Masters if that happens.
They definitely can. It's there to be hyped up like crazy and to be a great event, right? It would be cool for Rory to get that elusive Masters victory.
It would, but what if the opposite happens and a live golfer wins?
Right.
But
What if
how
the
is
final
how
round
is the
is 2
PG
LIV golfers and 4 PGAers?
how is the
within
Golf
2
Channel
strokes?
guys? How are they going to handle this all
Hopefully
that
better.
coverage during the week and live from the Masters,
Hopefully better.
are
than
they
that,
going to be
but
talking about DJ's chances of winning or Brooks' chances of winning after they've all cast all these guys to the side?
Well, I've noticed.
Are they going to give them a fair crack?
I've noticed on the PGA Sirius channel they've started talking about it more than what they were. I'd say the
Correct.
previous 6 to 10 months.
they
6 to 8 months.
if it's true journalism, they have to.
And what kind of rivalry does this start if Rory doesn't win? But let's say a Brooks or a DJ comes out and wins.
Mm-hmm.
That could almost be a better storyline because now you've got this again, and maybe they can come to some type of agreement where you can have a competing, tours against each other, and the majors they can, all go back and forth for these major titles.
Well, I'll tell you, if the Live Golf thing sticks around and actually becomes a tour, a sustainable tour for years to come, I'll be honest, this is going to sound mean. I don't need the President's Cup anymore. Every other year, I need PGA versus the Live in a Ryder Cup style event, a President's Cup style event.
Yeah.
And I could see that happening for one reason only. They're all greedy. The PGA
Yeah,
Tour
money.
will do it.
Yeah.
Money.
Because I'll be honest, the President's Cup
It's dead.
doesn't
No,
get
it's
you going, does it?
no, not anymore.
Never did.
No, but
Never really did. I mean, maybe
There was only one where they tied or something. Herney and Tiger.
it was Gary Player and
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus for the captains.
That was
and
about the only one.
That was kind of cool the way that happened.
That
yeah.
was it.
yeah. I mean, a couple of years ago when Tiger played, that was a good one.
The Australia one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he ran in the putt on.
And they kept shortening it up on social media,
Yeah.
shortening it up. So, like, basically, he just hit the putt, turn, and shook the guy's hand. The ball drops like 12
It's
seconds
got to
later.
be true though, because he just at the PNC he did that one where he hit it and then flexes his shoulders and it rolls in like a 25-footer.
But that would be a great if they're going to be sustainable to have that back and forth, and then we get that at the end of every year, or the end of every season.
I think once the PGA figures out a way to monetize off of it, they will.
Yeah, and I think that my biggest issue with that whole, not to go back to this, but it's going to be relevant for us to talk about. I think a lot because it's still here. Is I think the PGA Tour went about that all the wrong way. They should have, if they truly believed in the product that they had, they should have not felt so compelled to be reactive and to say all this stuff and to put all this out there and have all these meetings. You just keep your mouth shut, right? If you got the product, then here we are. You can have your own internal cheerleaders of Rory and Tiger and JT and some of these other guys. Let the Live guys do what they're going to do, But instead, they were completely reactive. They put out the letter, we're going to suspend all these guys, or they did it right away with revoking membership. And then they came out with this virtual series right away. And then next thing you know, we got whole schedule change. We got 20 events now. We've got all this extra money, top 50 players. It's like, well, wait a minute. Where was all this before?
I think the virtual series is more of a Tiger Rory enterprise trying to capitalize off of the match with cutting out the logistic nightmare that creates. They're going to create.
Yeah, I get that. But still, I'm just saying all of those things. That was a big announcement from the tour. It wasn't necessarily just Tiger and Rory doing this. The tour was involved with that announcement and all that. So, I don't know. I think we should have a good battle between the two, would be good for all of us.
Absolutely. It would definitely be must-watch TV for all of us golf nuts for sure.
So you're picking Rory for the Masters then?
Well, we'll get to that a little bit later in my predictions for the season. But, you just brought up the one time when Tiger and Ernie Els were going against each other at the Players, and that it reminded me of.
Well, that whole year that was.
Do you remember them at the Century when they played
the
seven
Tournament
or
Champions?
yeah,
Yeah.
which is this week. So, what are you guys looking forward to for the 2023 season? They have the new elevated series, right? And it is a Ryder Cup year, which is always. God, that's going to be totally different too now with this shit show of what tour you're with. But and then locally, the BMW Championship is back at Olympia Fields, and you'll be able to go this year, hopefully, in person. The PGA Championship is at Oak Hill Country Club in New York. Is it Rochester? I think it's Rochester. And then the U.S. Open is going to be primetime television out at Los Angeles. And then the Open is at Royal Liverpool. Big Royal Liverpool fan there?
Wasn't that the one where Tiger hit one driver and won? Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stingers all day long?
Yeah.
So he picking Tiger for the Open.
Hitting
Gotcha.
piss missiles,
We're assuming he's going to play in it.
hopefully.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? We have the Tournament of Champions this week, and then it's one of their elevated, so it's like worth $20 million purse now. It's crazy money being out there.
20 million.
Before
and the
we
field's
get-
only like 30 guys or something. Or
Yeah, the
40?
whole field's kind of changed now too. You can be a past winner the past 2 years,
Oh.
and maybe the tour. If you made it to the tour championship, you get invited. So the field is definitely a little bit extended for this one this year.
Before we get into that, whose limp was worse at the PNC, Tigers or Charlie's? Charlie's looked awful.
I looked up and I saw him limping. I'm like, oh, are you kidding?
It was comical.
Get him scooters.
Tiger's saying it was growth pains, and then you hear that he rolled his ankle on the driving range. I'm still trying to figure out how you do that.
I'll tell you how you do it. Walk over one of your divot patterns.
Oh, he hit a shot and he rolled his ankle.
Oh, I thought maybe he was just walking back to his cart
Mm-hmm.
and walked in one
Maybe
of your
it's
divots.
because I don't have it near the swing speed to consider rolling an ankle.
There's pickers and there's diggers, and you are not a picker.
I am a picker.
No, you are not.
2023. I don't know. I think it'll be another 2022. To be honest, I think it'll be across the board. You'll have some guys that are normal dominators, and then you'll have the 20, 25 tournaments are won by newbies or people you really don't hear about or talk about.
Yeah. Obviously, you have ways that you think the season you hope would go and be exciting for fans to watch and stuff. But being kind of allude to what we just talked about, is Rory going to dominate, which would be great to see. What kind of year is Spieth going to have? Is JT going to get a victory or two or contend in some majors? Is Ricky Fowler going to, come back and be relevant again? Who's the young guys that could potentially step up and win some tournaments? Is there going to be a Scotty Scheffler this year? Does Scotty Scheffler get a victory this year? I don't think he does, but
Does Zalatoris' yips get worse?
who's going to be relevant this year? It's different to talk about because 10, 12 of the big names that we're used to talking about aren't around. Got a little technical difficulty with the old.
I told you to stop looking that stuff up on my computer. Michael. So I'm going to take a different take on this. What are your thoughts as a PGA fan, right? You love watching it. Well, Michael, not so much, but
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the whole elevated? Does it as a fan, is it like, that tournament is going to be worth $20 million. I got to watch that one. Or is it more that they're only allowed to miss only one of the elevated events? So you're going to see, it's almost kind of funneling to more of those world championships. You're going to have more of the top players there. Like this week, they're going to have 17 of the top 20. It's usually not like that
No.
for the Tournament of Champions in the past, right? You usually had like one or two big names, and then it was Kevin Na or Patrick Reed. Oh, okay. And, you'd have like one Dustin Johnson. You wouldn't have like Dustin, Tiger, Rory all playing in it. So does the whole elevated series do anything for you as a fan, really? Are you like,
I don't.
yes?
I don't think so. I think from a standpoint of the WGC, like you just said, the WGC events that's what they used to be. I mean, the purses were slightly bigger. They weren't $20 million, but that's what those tournaments used to be. It used to be at Firestone. Used to be at the match play event. Doral, I think they used to have one down there. I don't know where. Mexico. Used to have all those events that kind of sound like the same thing as these elevated events. And I'm guessing I haven't looked at the details of them, but I'm guessing the fields are going to be top players only, things like that, and invites only, I'm guessing.
So real quick, do you want to? I have the tournaments here. Do you
Yeah.
want to hear which ones they are?
Yeah.
It's the four majors and the players are part of the elevated. then the 3 playoff events. So it's the FedEx St. Jude, the BMW Championship, the Tour Championship. Okay, like you're already watching these, so I don't really get that part of
Yeah,
it.
that's.
Then there's 3 player hosted invitationals.
I'm guessing it's the Arnold Palmer
Arnold Palmer,
Memorial.
and the Genesis. So they
Yeah.
give Tiger that. Then it's the match play is an elevated one, and then there's like just 4 wild cards out there. The Waste Management. I'm sorry, I'm already watching that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a one-off. Like it's rowdy. It's over 100,000 people a day. It's leading up to the Super Bowl usually, so it helps you get to that Super Bowl party. Watching that, the RBC Heritage. I thought this was kind of weird because it's the week after the Masters. So are they trying to? I'll have to look at the schedule. Is that competing against the live event, or is that just trying to keep your interest that they get through viewership from the Masters? That one didn't make sense to me. Wells Fargo, probably because it's at.
Is it at Quail Hollows?
Yeah,
again?
that's their bread and butter. They love
Yeah.
that place. So that the Travelers Championship, that was a weird one to me. And
That is a weird one.
And then this week. So those are your elevated events.
I just don't see the
tournament
excitement.
champions- I don't either. I don't get it. I think they need to go outside the box if they're trying to like bring viewers in, and it doesn't have to be.
Just throwing more money at an event.
Doesn't have to. Yeah. What do I care if the winner gets like? To me, the winner gets 1.8 million. To me, that's
But-
like holy shit, 1.8.
Isn't that where the whole disconnect comes into play, or has been with professional sports in recent years? Is the massive amount of money that fans are starting to have this disconnect, because it's
Yeah,
like
I would totally agree.
this money is so outside of the realm of thinking for the average person, right? That you
Get pissed
you
off by
might
'em.
still watch or what, but you don't have that passion, or you start to have this disconnect. And like these guys going to live for this huge money, yeah, that it's insane to even think about that. But for the average person, they can't grasp that. You know what I mean? That amount of money. So I don't know. Them throwing more money at these events for me personally does nothing to gauge my viewership more, or for me to be more interested, because I have no. The money is nothing. You know what I mean? It's about how good is the golf, how competitive is the golf, and thinking about this while you were just talking. You know what's
Drama on
You
the
know what's
course as
a bigger
well.
deal these days for me to watch a golf tournament is the golf course itself. Where are they playing? Is it a historic golf course? How tough is the golf course? Have I played the golf course? Could I ever have the chance to play that golf course? Those things draw me to a tournament. Augusta, people are drawn to Augusta, because it's immaculate, right? Everything is so pristine, perfect. The history of the golf club itself, people look at it and would die to play there, right? Hardly anybody gets a chance to play there. So that's people connect with that in those ways, and all just the history of the championship and stuff. Same thing with some other golf courses where it's like you identify with that golf course more so than the money thrown at somebody winning a tournament there,
Right.
That's
I
what
think that's going to be the biggest thing for live. You can't buy history, right?
No,
So-
I agree. So they're going to have to create some of those areas. I think about St. Andrews, with the home of golf, and why Tiger went there for the 150th last year. That place is historic, so people tune into that one more so probably than they do all the other years. There's some golf courses on the tour for me that I've played personally, so I actually watch a little bit more when they play those golf courses. The Waste Management, I've played TPC Scottsdale. I think it's a cool golf course. In Hilton Head, Harbor Town, I like that golf course. I've played it a couple of times, so that one perks me up a little. These other ones that I've played,
The John Deere Classic is usually like a throwaway week, but for people in this area that have made
Yeah.
the couple-hour trip out there and played it, it's cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Where was so and so on this hole because I was here.
Yeah,
I birdied that hole. I parred that hole.
Yep.
Oh my god, that guy's a pro and he just doubled it. He sucks because
Yeah.
I parred it.
yeah.
I mean, that's why Michael, when he plays Tiger Woods 2K23,
I'm just
and he's winning
dominating.
TPC Sawgrass or TPC
Sawgrass
Scottsdale,
is a
he's
tough
like,
one. I cannot.
he's
crack
like,
Sawgrass
man,
right
I
now.
won there. I
Now you're cooking with gas, Joel.
yeah.
Good guess.
Sawgrass, I can't catch a break there.
Man,
Yeah,
they call it the fifth major, so
yeah.
But
keep grinding.
I think a lot of these, like you're saying, a lot of these fans are getting to the point where the money is so big and the performance is lacking, and these guys are still getting paid these amounts of money.
Correct. It's like the match.
It's like any professional
Yeah.
sport right now. I'd say, you got any professional athlete that's of any money or any quality. The 49ers, the Purdy quarterback, he came off the bench, and he's doing awesome.
Third
Right.
string.
And it's like, I'd rather watch this guy freaking kill it than watch
Andy Dalton.
Aaron
17.
Rodgers or, sorry to say the name, or Kirk Cousins just shit a brick out there.
Yep.
You know, the thing that, so we talk about these golf courses, and I just think back to, Tiger in the early stage where he's winning all the time. He's hitting the ball kind of all over the place a little bit at times, but he's hitting golf shots from spots where the average person hits a golf shot from, right? We're behind a tree here. We got to hit this hook here and hit it that way. And it's like, oh, that's fascinating to see. And then, like, today's player in the last 5-8 years are these automatic. I mean, these kids have been hitting golf balls every day of their life from whatever age. And everything, especially when they're on, everything is just dead straight, dead straight, dead straight. Rarely do you see the guy that comes out there and is like, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit this draw. Next tee ball, they're cutting it back the other way. There's not as much movement of the golf ball, I don't feel like.
Oh,
There's
two
I
parts
feel
to
like that waters down some of these events because it's like it's not like super thrilling and exciting to watch. Where, you know what I mean? Whereas let's go to these golf courses and watch these guys hit these shots.
So that's where
There's two parts to that though, where
Well, it's
equipment
technology, yes.
has
I agree,
straightened the golf
that's a
ball
big
out.
part
I
of it.
think it's more of the actual programming, right? So like 95% of the tournaments are the 72-hole event, right? It's stroke play. It's not a match play, or it's not like the team event at Zurich,
Yeah.
right? And that was what was kind of appealing in the beginning. Live, we're going to be bigger, we're going to be louder, we're going to be different. And all they did was they made it a 3-day tournament with a shotgun start. And the team thing is so missed by them. So going back to what I was trying to say earlier, the match, right? We've all watched them. We're all golfers. Like, of course we're going to watch it. It's primetime golf on a different day of the week. So, and then you put the stars there. I'm telling you right now, the match that I would watch is like 36 amateurs on a par 3
Yes.
course, lit up, worth millions of dollars.
Yep.
And watch them play. Or even if it was 36 pros underneath a par 3 course, 18 holes underneath the lights, a guy's 2 down, all of a sudden he makes a hole in one, you hear this roar over there, you pan over there, you go to that hole. That would be a cooler event than
Two guys playing against each
two,
other.
yep,
yeah,
and Charles Barkley trying to like
it's brutal.
drag,
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, he's trying to
It's-
like make it fun by himself.
You know what I have learned in my PGA 2K23, and you guys are gonna laugh. Hitting fairways and greens is ultra important for these tour guys, but the greens,
Breaking news. Fairways
like
and greens.
where these pins are on these, like the ball, it's like impossible to
To get
stay
up there,
right on like that shelf on where that pin location.
They're tiny
You have like
shelves.
such a small area around where that pin is, or the ball does it's 45 feet away or rolling off the green because of the false frontage and shit. And then you got to try to chip where they have to chip from to that pin is even more. I mean, it just. Sorry, I know I got
A lot of
off base
those-
there, but it's like
a
you
lot
look
of
at this and it's like, holy shit.
A lot of those shelves though were built just for the PGA Tour. The course was already there, and then the PGA Tour comes in and says, "We got to have some places for some tougher pins." So they come in and build
Tougher? Holy
a
shit.
5 by 5 little tier.
Someone kill me.
But
Lay off the LB button. You're overspinning.
That
your
doesn't
shots,
work
man.
in this one.
can't
Oh,
do it.
God.
That's
That's
gone.
gone.
That's gone.
Man,
No,
can't wait for that mini episode.
no spin power.
Some
No
days you
spin.
got it, some days you don't. It's like you're like, I'm pulling this joystick straight back, and
So they've conquered this game. That's what you're
They
saying.
have. It's good.
it's pretty
close to golf
fun.
as this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's legit golf.
I'm gonna download it tonight for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So this week, Tournament of Champions, they are out in Hawaii. You guys ever played Kapalua?
I have
we've
not.
played out in Hawaii, but not here. No.
Okay. Like I said earlier, 17 of the top 20 in the world are going to be in the field. Pretty cool. It's a par 73 this week, 7,596 yards. What do you guys think of the course, and what are you kind of looking forward to this week? The first, I get that it's a split yearly calendar now on the PGA Tour. This will always be the start of the golf season to me, right? You get this one, then
Really?
you get the Sony. This is when I really start thinking about
Farmers
how
for
am I
me.
going to play this year, and then
Oh, so you're not even
Torrey.
yet. You're thinking a little further.
Torrey's gonna
late
get
late
going.
January. Torrey has always been my
It's like the first week.
just
of
because
February,
that's
right?
usually the tournament Tiger comes back and
I'm
plays.
saying like where
and-
we live, like
Torrey's
this
a
is-
tough golf course
this
too,
is
by the
like
way.
this is the week where the Christmas decorations are going away, right? You're putting your shit away, and Saturday night you're there, and everybody's just kind of staying in their house to themselves because they've been around people for the holidays and they want to kind of sober up, right, and detox. And the next thing you know,
Dry January.
you pull out your putter and you're putting on your carpet or
Oh,
you're
yeah.
putting on a putting mat and you're watching these guys play in Hawaii. And then you're like, God, the weather here sucks. And then you see, a humpback whale jump out of the water. This is like, all right,
Mark
the golf season's coming here. Someone can drown Mark Rolfing. I'd be okay with it.
I
Him and
do.
Brandel Chambly.
I do agree with you that this kind of starts the golf for me too.
Gets the
The
juices
the
flowing, right?
extra wraparound that shit that they do. I don't really participate in watching that because I need a break at that point. You know what I mean? We've had our golf season for the most part. It's kind of like our weather shuts down, so it's like give us a breather
Football.
on golf, right? Yeah, and we get football going. So this one, it's a nice perk. You get to see the weather. That looks great out there. I've always heard this golf course is really fun to play from a handful of people that I know that have played it. Looks cool on TV. And this is the one, right, that it's not the next week, but this one that has that long par 5 that
18.
wraps
This one.
around
Yeah.
that you can hit it forever and it runs and shit.
Right.
Looks some of the holes look really cool. So
This property, I was reading up some of the stats from the stat sheet today, and the property is 496 acres, which I thought was pretty cool. There's like 93 bunkers, 44 acres of fairway. You miss a fairway, throw your clubs over the cliff, right? Like
Yeah.
44 acres of fairway. Courses around here, you're lucky if there's like 20 acres of fairway. So think of that. Every fairway is over double the size.
that's like 10% of the ground.
It's insane. And here's what's crazy. Ask you guys, how many water hazards are on this course, do you think?
Not a lot.
Yeah, 0.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
because
I thought
that,
it
that
was-
one on the left's like a ravine / marsh on 18.
It was insane. There's no actual water hazards on the course.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But you're like staring at the ocean half the time
Mm-hmm.
in the backdrop of the camera. So I thought that was pretty cool. So what do you guys? Who do you like for this week? What do you think the main takeaways will be from this tournament? We were talking earlier. The Tiger Ernie Els one always sticks out in my head when they dueled out here. That was a really cool tournament. I also think that a lot of guys win this tournament more than once, which is probably past years because of the field size and all that. But this course, it's a Core Crenshaw layout as well. I'm always a fan of their layouts. And 2019, there was a major renovation here. They rebuilt all the greens. They put a couple new bunkers in. 5 of the holes got new tee box. For those, and then there have been no changes going into this year. Sorry, handwriting's a little screwed up here in my notes, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Just trying to find if Homa's playing, I like Homa.
He is.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
He is in the field. I did get off the phone this morning. The greens are rolling at 11 out there. Called in a favor. Forgot it was nighttime.
Yeah, 7-hour difference, 6-hour difference.
Yep.
Who do you like this week, Pappy?
Jordan Spieth. Don't know why. Justin Thomas. Don't know why. I'm gonna go Adam Scott. Don't know why.
Adam Scott. The Adam Scott that was supposed to be one of the live guys?
He's not going to live.
No, I'm talking about all year long. That's who they talked about. He's the
Oh.
next guy to go. He's the next guy to go. Nobody's giving any Scheffler love. I think Scheffler falls off the planet this year.
I could see Keegan winning something like this stupid tournament too.
Ooh, I like Keegan Bradley.
Yeah.
With
You're a
the
Keegan
little
Bradley fan?
Strixon, baby.
I like that he's wears the Jordans. I cannot stand how long he takes to hit a golf ball.
What about how many times he flips the club in his hand?
I hate that.
I don't know how he
I
doesn't
think
hit
it's
the
all
ball.
a gimmick. I don't think it's actually a timing thing
What's
or
a gimmick?
routine. I think it's just gimmicky bullshit.
No, that's not gimmicky. To him, that's like a fidget spinner, probably.
Fidget. No, I don't like it. How about him when he lost to? That wasn't in the playoff. That was the last hole, wasn't it? When he had a chance to win.
He
Or was
won.
that the playoff hole against when Homa beat him?
No, Homa beat Willett. Willett missed like a.
Oh yeah,
2
Bradley
foot-
had a
2
chance
footer.
to win it on the 18th. I think all he had to do was par, and he hits it in that right bunker. And they're like, him and his caddy are going back and forth between 7 and 8 iron, and then he hits it like 20 yards out of the bunker. You guys don't remember that from
Yeah. Willett misses a
classic?
2-footer.
Sam Burns had a great 2022. How's he going to fare?
Same as last year. What did he win twice? I think.
Finau wins your Tournament of Champions.
You think Finau's going to win?
Mark it down.
I like that one. Hopefully it doesn't click his ankle out.
That
Sock
literally
again.
never gets old, does it?
Never. Not to me. And then the picture of like 17 kids running down the hill. Are you okay? They're
Here's
all
a
his
name.
kids.
You know, when I look through this field, here's a name that
Pappy rattles off 3 names that he
I'll-
likes. In the
once I
tournament,
say it,
or
you'll-
2 names, and then he says one of them he doesn't.
this is like your
Adam
average
Scott.
your average goat guy of like, how does this guy keep getting into tournaments like this?
Tom
Hoagie?
Hoagie. Tom Hoagie.
Chaz Reavy,
Chaz.
smoking heaters like crazy. How does Chaz Reavy keep getting the job done and
Because
being in
50
these
some of
tournaments
the best
this year?
players in the world went to live. That's how he gets in.
He's been the last few years though. He's had a victory and
Not at this tournament. No way.
no, I'm not saying he's winning here. I'm saying he's got into this tournament to win, like to play.
No.
Huh?
No way. I'm going to say Chaz Reavy is.
I'm not
less
saying
than-
he's gonna
I don't even
win.
know if the guy's ever won on tour.
I'm saying he's in the field
How did he get into this tournament before if he didn't win?
because he's won. He won the waste.
No way.
Yes, he's won the
No.
waste management. He won it several years ago. He's won. Yes, Chaz Reavy has like. Look it up.
You look it up. You're the one bringing it up. Quick tidbit about this course, though. It was built on a pineapple plantation. Michael, your thoughts on upside down pineapples?
To each their own.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Chaz Reavy,
How many career wins?
3.
There you go. Bum.
RBC Canadian Open,
That's not even an American event. Go on.
Travelers Championship,
The one you said you don't even like and get why it's an elevated event. Go on.
and the Barracuda. You said that. The
No, you
Barracuda
didn't.
Championship.
Again, not in the United States. Has this guy actually really won anything in his life?
3. That's hey. This is PGA Tour.
Okay.
Those are PGA Tour sanctioned events.
All right. I
Smoking
if there
heaters
was-
like crazy.
If there was a cut in this event, he would miss it. He might still miss the cut. Joel, who are you going with?
So you're not taking Chaz Reavy this
Homa.
I'm not. He's your pick.
No, he's not.
You're taking Homa?
Homa.
I said
All right.
Finau.
You're taking Finau. All right, sounds good. We'll lock those picks in for sure.
Finau's got an arsenal of children. I follow his wife on TikTok.
Arsenal.
Funny family.
Do
Good family guy, Tony Finau.
you know what the word Kapalua means in Hawaiian?
But you're going to tell me.
I'm not.
Mountain.
Mountain. That's a good guess, actually.
It means a whale's vagina.
That's San Diego.
You really love that
Did
lamp?
you really have what it means or no?
No, I just wanted
Do
to.
you really love that lamp, Rick?
It means lamp. It means arms embracing the sea.
Oh, that sounds like mountain to me.
Whale's vagina. Mountain to me. All right, so here we go. We're in the backstretch. What are your thoughts? Final thoughts of the 2023 season predictions?
For the,
Here, I'll just throw out some rapid fire questions for you guys. You fire back, all right? The next first person to win the first major.
Homa.
Cantlay, Homa, he's on the list. Cantlay, Schauffele, Finau, Zalatoris, Bueller.
Willie gets a
Best iron
Does
player on
he
the tour last
does he
year.
perform this year like he did? Like, is he have opportunities like he did last year?
I'm holding off on Will Zalatoris predictions until mid-February.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see what's up with the hip thing, right?
Yeah,
Plus, he got married.
What does that
we've
mean?
always said historically that's like
Down.
throws a wrench into things.
Really?
Yeah, downhill slide.
Performance.
From there.
I mean,
Look at Jordan.
What about Blue Chew?
Huh?
You said performance.
Talking about the lotion.
I mean, I think Shoffley could definitely be the next guy to get the job done. I like Xander. He always seems to perform well at Augusta as well, so he could be. I think he has a huge year if he wins at Augusta.
Who?
Shoffley.
Okay.
Xander's a.
I don't know if he's going to be there in 30 to 50 days.
You're thinking he's next. No, I don't see that happening.
I think so.
You're thinking he's going to live too? I see you nodding your head over
I
there.
think Shoffley and Cantlay,
Here's the thing.
which I'm okay with.
How many more guys does Liv want?
I don't really like either of those guys.
They're
I'm not a huge
I'm
Cantlay fan,
indifferent,
but I
Cantlay
like
looks like
Xander.
they don't do anything.
Okay,
but
here's
Patrick Cantlay looks like the love child of an angry elf and a horse jockey.
I'm trying to picture that and I can't. But
The pointy ears, the face.
I do see where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of him.
I'd like to know where he came up with horse jockey,
because he always looks tiny to me.
but he's actually a pretty tall human being.
No, he's not.
I think he is.
He's under 6'1". Look
Yeah,
it up.
6 foot's average.
So when you were saying he's
So your
actually
guys
a
are.
tall person,
I'll give you the
were fighting
Cantlay.
for that half an inch.
I'll give you the
6'1".
Cantlay shit. Shoffley, let's go back to some pressers after the Ryder Cup victories. Shoffley's got some good shit out there. Smoking the stogie, all lit up after they won up at.
I don't know what that does.
I don't either, especially since he didn't win.
He brings a more
He
average
didn't
goat.
win though.
He's
That's
more average
That's
goat.
the problem. He didn't win that day,
And his caddy
and he's
looks like
tanked
a
up
dick.
on the yeah.
So?
Whoa.
Jeez, all the hate with the Shoffley. You guys are all fucking goody two shoes Homa boys.
I'm just saying, win your point, then smoke the stogie. Carrying on like that.
Jordan Spieth hit one of the greatest
It's like
golf
the
shots.
equipment manager pouring champagne on the players' heads, or you know,
One of the greatest golf shots ever witnessed.
who?
Spieth.
What, the bunker shot?
The
on-
bunker
on
shot when he
18
about
at the
ran
John
into the
Deere?
lake. No, not at John Deere.
He
that was
almost-
at Whistling Straits,
He almost
wasn't it?
died. I mean, that was another 30 feet down.
Yeah, when he was sprinting full speed. How did he not eat it and just?
I don't know.
Cra-
Michael
Oh, I'm
Jordan.
hang gliding. I'm dead.
Idiot.
Who are you picking, Pappy? Who's your rapid fire question that we didn't get past one?
For the next person to win the
Yeah.
first major, I'm gonna go Tony Finau.
Good-
Tony Finau,
good
but it's
fam-
not the Masters.
good
The
family
Masters
man.
is going to be won by Rory McIlroy. I think the stars are aligning for it. I think Rory does it, and it's the year of Rory.
All right, we tie on that.
You?
I say Roy for the Masters.
No, who's your first? Next,
I said
next-
Homa.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You're all about Homa.
I like Homa.
He likes Homa.
Homa.
Does Harry Higgs get a victory in 2023?
Does Harry Higgs
Harry
have a
Higgs
tour
isn't
card
even on the
in
tour. He doesn't even have a
2023?
card.
He's still going to get some shots.
He's got minimal.
He'll get some sponsor
minimal
exemptions.
entries.
The only thing that's going to sponsor exempt him would be the No Laying Up podcast.
Yeah,
'Cause
which
he's
is
on it- he's on it
now
every week.
Titleist brand ambassador.
Is it?
Yeah,
Garbage.
yeah.
Is that Riggs and those boys?
No.
No.
Oh.
No. They got Colt Nost on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, rapid fire. Yes or no? Colin Morikawa, does he rebound?
No.
You
Yeah.
forget that he won 2 majors already.
Yeah. Yep. Rebounds.
Does Spieth win a major?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? Which one?
British.
Masters.
Wow. What? No way.
Yep.
All right.
What's the odd? I haven't logged into FanDuel or any of those for
Will
so
Adam
long.
Scott win a major this year?
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think about Adam Scott being relevant in golf anymore.
Oh wow, you're in for a big surprise in here in a couple seconds.
No,
Let
I'm
me tell you.
I'm not.
Telling you right now. All right, Masters prediction. Who you got?
I just said it.
Rory.
Rory? And he's going. Spieth.
He's going with
Spieth.
Spieth.
Okay. PGA Championship. Who you going with?
You got to pick one too. It's not just us.
I picked Rory for the
He
Masters.
picked Rory.
Oh,
PGA Championship, Homa.
Homa. Okay.
You?
I got 3 names written down here. I'm gonna go.
oh.
Well, you
Who
gotta
are
pick-
the 3?
You got to pick
Will
one.
Zalatoris,
No,
Sam Burns,
no.
Keegan Bradley.
That's about the only one.
I'm going Keegan Bradley then.
Winning what?
The PGA Championship.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Who are you taking?
Shoffley.
I got not a chance. I got $50 Keegan Bradley beats Shoffley in the PGA Championship, and I got $50
Fine.
that
Roll it back.
Roll it back. Mark the tape. U.S. Open.
I'm going to go with the previous winner,
DeChambeau?
Rob.
Clubfoot. Okay. Michael.
I don't know. Come back to me. I'm lost here because
He
I was
literally just went line.
trying to look something
line.
up and
yeah,
it,
like in a play. He's asking for a line. I'm going Justin Thomas. So I'm going Rory, Keegan Bradley, Justin Thomas, and the last major of the year,
British.
British Open,
I'm going with Spieth.
Royal Liverpool. I'm going Adam Scott.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. But you can't say that yet. You still haven't given us a U.S. Open winner.
We'll save that one for the next episode. I'm gonna do a
Let's call it a teaser.
I'm gonna do a random thing. Spin of the wheel.
Randomizer?
You don't want to go Shoffley again?
No.
Just get the
Where is that? Which
L.A.
LA.
U.S. Open.
I don't know.
I think that's the one Max Homa wins.
Back in his home state.
Yep. So
No. I don't know where all this Adam Scott stuff's coming from. The guys.
I'll tell you off air here in a second.
Was he
All right.
juicing?
Final thoughts?
Deer antler spray?
No. Final thoughts to wrap up the first episode of the new season here?
What were your thoughts on the Singh boy or father-son winning the
They shouldn't have been in the
PNC?
event.
Shouldn't have been in?
No. They had like 16 years to win the thing.
Yeah. Plus the guy's like 30, 40.
So
years old now.
you're
And they
about
put
keeping
VJ
the field
and they-
size.
And they put VJ up on a shorter tee box.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is old.
And he still bombs it. He still hits 5,000 balls
The
a
guy's
day.
like 6'8".
Yeah, exactly.
6'7".
It's called physics.
Was he playing from the same tees as Charlie?
Was supposed to, but then they finally put Charlie back.
Charlie
up to
got
tees
pushed
where he
back to further tees than those guys did.
No, I thought they.
Charlie was playing the distance that like Nelly was playing, and
They moved him back.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, they moved him back, but then they put him back to the tee he was supposed
Oh,
to be
did
at.
they?
Yeah.
So him and John Daly were playing the same tees.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts? I don't know. I just hope golf's more exciting this year. The PGA Tour. I hope it's more exciting.
I hope somebody comes out and just wins, like a four-time winner this year or a 5-time winner
5-time winner
for the
year.
season.
I hope
Okay.
Ben Under.
Like not like all together for their career, but like this year, I hope somebody wins 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
I hope Bernardi Putters wins a lot of tournaments this year.
Team Betty, I like that.
Yeah.
And then what?
I need to pick up a new
What about
putter.
personally? What do you want to happen in your golf game this year? What's your big goal?
I need to mentally stay more focused in rounds. Not like just being all golf, but like I need to like not let the fuck ups happen. You know what I mean? Like the big numbers when you're like not in just your average game. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're playing in an event, an invitational or a club championship or something like that, I just need to be more like present.
More present in the elevated events.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Joel, how about you?
I'd like to get better, obviously, at like the 75-yard and in shots. Just better consistent contact on those shots. I seem to struggle with those mostly, or just don't put myself in the position to have those shots, I guess. Everything feels good. The bag's pretty much set, I feel, for the season already.
I need a new driver.
I don't. I guess not get bored in a round. I guess was what I would put it as.
Or start tinkering with the set.
I seem to start trying to, normally pars or bogeys or birdies, they all end up eliminating out each other, and it ends up being an okay round, or I'll have a double and then a birdie, and then it's like, what the hell just happened? Try and not hit dumb shots on those doubles. Just get it on the green and try and get yourself a putt at it, and make. If you don't make it, then at least it's a bogey instead of a double. But seem to have one double a round, or every other round, it seems, that just derails a good round, I should say. Yeah, hopefully that helps out. But
What about you, Pappy?
I think mine the last couple of years, since I haven't been like playing as much as I want to play, I'm trying to like focus on. My big thing was, well, fundamentals. If my fundamentals are strong, then I'll be okay. And I think with that, I got away from just like picturing a shot and then hitting the shot, rather than like getting over the ball and be like, all right, if I hit this textbook 8-iron perfectly, then it'll be great. And I would try to hit like this straight shot, no draw, no fade. Instead of, I got 150 on this one, I'm going to try to sling it out 10 yards and actually like play a golf shot. So I think it's that. Don't try to be something in my own head that, would be like the fold out of a swing in a Golf Digest frame by frame, right? I need to just be like, picture a shot and then just do it. Don't worry about, oh my God, my hands feel like that.
Yeah, do it more athletic than technical,
well, yeah,
right?
Look at me.
No, but
lose
I know what you're
athleticism.
saying. Like, I think that happens a lot. We think a little bit more technical
Yeah.
instead of just hitting natural shots.
Yep, that's exactly what I want to do more this year.
I
think for 2023 also, just to add to mine, would be just feeling my body, my arms, my legs, my waist, where everything is in my swing, as opposed to feeling like jello and having no feeling at all. And I think that comes back to just like somewhat fitness and trying to get those body parts in a little bit of shape to where I can actually feel the weight of the club.
Another takeaway I've had from my 2K23 play the last month or so, not compounding mistakes in my own golf game. So, like, when you hit that bad shot, or they're gonna come like in a round, right? But like moving, like that shot's done and over with. Let's get this ball back in play and let's just play for a bogey, as opposed to being like, okay, I'm gonna save par from no man's land, when it's like that bogey is okay, because now if I compound that mistake, now I'm looking at a double or triple, and it's like that. Those are round killers. You know what I mean? Let's try to just minimize the damage, get it back in play. And like I said on the 2K23, it's like I get pissed off in that game, and I'll hit a shitty shot, and it's like the next one you just hurry up and you hit, and it's like, oh yeah, now I just chunked that one. Now getting that up and down is almost impossible. So now here's a double or triple when it could have been a bogey, And I think in my own round, it's like if I can eliminate a couple of those, it dramatically changes my scoring average for the year, so where I'm happier. So, one other takeaway from that game. This is more course conditions, and I'll ask you guys what your thoughts are when you're going to play somewhere else, and you, as being a superintendent, when it comes to the length of rough, at what point, and probably not the specific length, but at what point does like the length of rough alter or get in your head on a shot versus like not? So like, you where you're getting ready to hit a shot and you're like, I know this rough is I'm gonna have to take another extra club, I'm gonna have to swing harder, I'm gonna have to do whatever. That's something that really messes my head up when the rough starts to get a little bit longer.
I usually take a club less, choke down at the end of the grip, and just do more of a 3/4 punch shot.
Try to get it out of there.
Yep.
And I'd say it's probably 3 inches or so. And it depends.
The lie.
Depends on thickness. Depends on if it's thinner.
Depends
on if it's dry or if it's wet.
At Yuki, when the rough is not as long, obviously it's a lot easier to hit out of, right? You can still work the ball a little bit and get it running and different things. But when it starts to get longer, for me personally, it starts to get in my head, because then I feel like I can't advance the ball quite like I need to when it gets thick. And I take that to other golf courses too. So like when I think about like some of these courses that I'm playing that the tour guys play, and that they go and the rough's a lot longer, though, it's like how big of psyche does that play in your mind? You know what I mean? Like rough length.
I don't really think of it like that.
No?
I think it's more the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
jumper or not a jumper.
Like,
or-
what, are you saying like on
It's
the
gonna
tee, you
get-
think you're gonna, if it's a 4-inch rough instead of a 2-inch rough?
No, I'm just talking
you're
about
gonna
when
be
the
like,
ball
"Man,
is
I should
actually
really hit the fairway more here.
when the
Like,
ball is actually in it. But yeah, it also has an impact of like I need to hit the fairways more. So when I'm playing somewhere where it's longer, you know.
right.
But just a thought.
I can't wait to hear what's going on with 2K next week. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is.
I
Or
can't believe
you-
you're not teeing it up.
I'm gonna have to download it tonight.
Or
I've been
US
saying it for
Open
a couple
pick.
weeks. Yeah. So next week teaser.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe you're not teeing it up on there. It's so much fun.
all right, I'll send you a picture tonight.
I mean, you are on the Xbox though.
Yeah. So all right, guys, you have a good one. We'll see you back next time.